Our report reveals how key aides colluded to mislead the public. This isn't some fringe theory. This is what a congressional report is claiming. What secret are the Democrats hiding? The documents speak for themselves. This video will dive into the alleged cover-up of President Joe Biden's health. We will examine reports, quotes, and timelines. Let's see what they reveal. On May 20th, 2025, a book hit the shelves. It ignited a political firestorm. Original Sin, Joe Biden's Decline, its cover-up, and his disastrous choice to run again, made a bold claim. Journalists Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson authored the book. It alleges that Biden's inner circle concealed his declining cognitive capacity. The book cites interviews with over 200 people. Many of these sources were within the Biden administration. The book details Biden's alleged deteriorating cognitive abilities. It also describes measures taken by his aides to obscure this reality. This sparked a fierce debate among Democratic insiders, but the seeds of this controversy were planted earlier. Public perception of Biden's age was already a concern. Occasional verbal stumbles fueled the fire. Then came June 27, 2024. Nervous Biden's debate performance against Donald Trump was described as disastrous. Critics said it made Biden's cognitive decline impossible to ignore. Calls for greater transparency intensified. In July 2024, Biden abandoned his re-election bid. Kamala Harris then led the Democratic ticket. The allegations go beyond mere political gossip. They touch upon fundamental principles. Democratic accountability is on the line. The public's right to know about the fitness of their leaders is crucial. The alleged cover-up implies a deliberate deception. This deception may have influenced a pivotal presidential election. Let's examine the key players. Joe Biden is at the center. His health and cognitive state are the subject of the allegations. Angry Biden's inner circle is accused of colluding to conceal his condition. They allegedly exercise presidential authority without his consent. Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson brought these allegations to light. They are the authors of Original Sin. The House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform launched an investigation. Chairman James Comer led the charge. He believes the American people deserve full transparency. Congressional Republicans seized upon these allegations. They framed them as a major political scandal. On June 4, 2025, Chairman Comer expanded the investigation. He sent letters to 5 former senior White House aides. Comer demanded transcribed interviews. He wanted to shed light on Biden's condition. He also wanted to know about operations within the White House. Comer stated, "The cover-up of President Biden's mental decline is one of the greatest scandals in our nation's history." Comer did not stop there. The House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform released a staff report. The date was November 3, 2025. The title, "The Biden Autopen Presidency, Decline, Delusion and Deception in the White House." This report alleges a shocking conspiracy. Worried Biden's top advisors concealed his decline. The report claims that Biden's aides took unauthorized executive actions. This included misusing the AutoPen for official signatures. They allegedly did this without his direct approval. The AutoPen is a machine. It replicates a person's signature. Partisan division was on full display. Senate Democrats largely boycotted a Republican-led hearing. The hearing was on June 18, 2025. It was titled "Unfit to Serve: How the Biden Cover-Up Endangered America and Undermined the Constitution." Only Senator Peter Welch attended. Democratic ranking member Dick Durbin launched a counterattack. He questioned the focus on Biden's cognitive abilities. He highlighted controversial statements by Donald Trump. The alleged cover-up has had tangible impacts. It has affected the Democratic Party's standing. A March NBC poll revealed a historical low. Only 27% of Americans held a favorable opinion of the Democratic Party. This decline is partly attributed to the allegations surrounding Biden's health. The controversy has fueled questions. Who was truly making critical decisions during Biden's final months? Were vital executive actions properly authorized? Pardons and commutations are serious matters. The New York Times weighed in that Democratic Party leadership has been unwilling to reckon publicly with supporting Biden's campaign for as long as it did, suggests a lasting fear of speaking out. This highlights a credibility crisis. Some argue this threatens the party's ability to regain voters' trust. Republicans, like Chairman Comer, assert that the evidence points to deliberate deception. The Biden camp vehemently denies the claims. A spokesperson stated, There is nothing in the book that, quote, shows Joe Biden failed to do his job, as the authors have alleged, nor did they prove their allegation that there was a cover-up or conspiracy. They argued that there were no specific examples. They say that national security was never threatened. They also said the president was always engaged in important matters. Some media outlets have faced criticism. They are accused of playing a role in the alleged cover-up. JNS.org suggested that most of the mainstream media went along with a conspiracy. They say the media deceived voters about Biden's condition. This highlights the broader debate. What is the media's responsibility? Are there potential biases in political reporting? Are there historical parallels to this situation? Political cover-ups are nothing new. Hungary involved a concerted effort by the Nixon administration. They tried to hide illegal activities. This serves as a stark reminder. It shows the potential for abuse of power. Transparency in government is crucial. The scale may differ, but the underlying principle is the same. Public officials allegedly misled the populace for political gain. This underscores the fragility of public trust in leadership. Let's recap the key facts. The book Original Sin alleges a cover-up. It involves Biden's inner circle and his cognitive decline. The House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform released a report. It claims Biden's top advisors concealed his mental and physical decline. The report also alleges unauthorized executive actions. Aides allegedly misused the auto pen. Chairman Comer expanded the investigation. He demanded transcribed interviews from former White House aides. A March NBC poll showed a low approval for the Democratic Party. The alleged cover-up contributed to this. Only 27% of Americans had a favorable opinion. The book Original Sin was based on over 200 interviews. Chairman Comer sent letters to 5 former senior White House aides. He demanded transcribed interviews. Here are some expert quotes. The New York Times said that Democratic Party leadership has been unwilling to reckon publicly with supporting Biden's campaign for as long as it did, suggests a lasting fear of speaking out. Chairman James Comer stated, "Our report reveals how key aides colluded to mislead the public and the extraordinary measures they took to sustain the appearance of presidential authority as Biden's capacity to function independently diminished." USA Today opinion said, "Like many Americans, I suspected that Biden was suffering from declining health and that his administration was covering it up, raising ethical and practical questions about who was actually running the White House." This report confirms that, and then some. Biden's inner circle knew he was in poor health, but instead of helping him or relieving him of his presidential duties, they sought to maintain power at any cost. The timeline is crucial. June 27, 2024. The disastrous debate performance. July 2024. Biden abandoned his re-election bid. May 16, 2025. The nation discusses the upcoming book. May 20, 2025. Original Sin is published. June 4, 2025. Comer expands the investigation. June 18, 2025. Senate Democrats boycott the hearing. November 3, 2025. The House Committee releases its report. The allegations are serious. They cast a long shadow over the Democratic Party. They raise questions about accountability. Transparency is essential. The integrity of the highest office is at stake. Investigations continue. The debate rages on. The full implications of this alleged secrecy remain unclear. But one thing is certain. The documents have spoken. Has the public been deceived? Is the Democratic Party in crisis? What happens next?